There has never been a better time than now to come join the Bellisio Foods team. Bellisio has a new contract in place with plenty of awesome perks for their employees. From increased wages, access to the free health clinic, vacation after 6 months, and much more, Bellisio Foods is committed to putting their employees first. For more information or to apply, visit BellisioFoods.com/careers. Take advantage of these great new employee benefits and join the Bellisio team today. Visit BellisioFoods.com/careers to learn more.
Well, happy Tuesday, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the morning show right here on Main Street TV. And of course, Jennifer here to start off your morning with one of our good friends from Holzer. And we love having our Holzer guest here today. And of course, she's also my twin sister. Not really, but people call us that anyway. Miss Florence Curtis. So welcome to the show. We're so happy to have you here today. And it's just the hair.
Yes,
right?
Definitely.
I'm like, when people chase you down the street at like Walmart or, the whatever, and they're like, start talking to you. And I'm like, because there's a couple of us in town that have kind of the curly hair. And then people think that you're someone else.
Yes,
it's pretty funny.
Yes. Or whenever I'm at my shop and people call me Jennifer.
Yeah. That happens too. So you actually, so we're going to talk about home health today, which is fantastic, but free plug for yourself. You actually also are quite entrepreneurial in another spirit, and that is you have a couple of lovely shops. So tell everybody about that while you're here.
I am the co-owner of Charm Boutique here in Jackson, and we have a second store in Portsmouth.
That's right. And you all have just recently moved.
Yes.
To
a much bigger location.
And
Huron.
What is the address there?
404 East Huron.
So out by Wits and out that way.
Yep.
So people can come in and see you.
Yes.
And check out. And you guys have what kind of clothing and stuff?
It's a women's boutique, and we just recently added prom dresses, sweetheart, homecoming, all of the fun stuff.
That's right. So neat to have the girls all come in
Yes.
and be part of their big day. That's so exciting. So, all right. So there you go. So
Well, thank you.
stop in the Charm Boutique, and it is amazing. So stop in and see them. Okay. So Flo, tell everyone, because you guys go by Flo. So we're just going to go with that. Is that okay?
That's perfect.
Okay. All right. So tell everybody, I guess, a little bit about yourself. I know a lot of people know you, but just in case they don't.
I've been with Holzer, I think, for 18 years. I started here at the clinic in Jackson. It's been a great opportunity for me to work for an amazing company like Holzer. They've helped me grow and become the great adult I am today.
And it does make a difference when you kind of find your home in a workplace, and you've been there for quite some time, and it's amazing how you do evolve over the years, right?
Mm-hmm. You grow up. I think I started there when I was 20. So
What did you start out doing?
I was a receptionist.
Okay, and you just moved kind of through the ranks.
Yeah.
And now you are a
Community educator
Okay.
for Holzer Home Care.
So what exactly does that entail?
I get to go out in the community and educate people on how home health can help them in their home. And I get to meet all kinds of new people every day and meet new families and social workers and whoever really wants to talk to me.
They can talk about your hair. They can talk about whatever, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
That's so funny. Okay, so a lot of people, I think, and we were just having this discussion within my family the other day, but I think a lot of people don't even know that home health care is a thing or an option.
Absolutely.
So let's talk for a minute about, I guess, how would you define home health care? And then we can kind of branch off into the different ways of, why people would need it and how they can utilize it.
Home health is, we have clinicians who can come into the home, and clinicians meaning nurses, physical therapist, occupational therapist, speech, and a home health aide can even come in, and they can help you adjust to coming back home after a brief hospital stay, a surgery, if you've fallen, you've had some new medication changes, and they can help you adjust to those so that you can bounce back in your home.
Well, that makes total sense. And, nobody wants to be in the hospital. I mean, I don't know anyone that says, I can't wait to go into the hospital. It's going to be so fun. Not that it's horrible or a bad thing. It's just, you're much more comfortable at home. So I think the option of, just in my opinion, of people recovering at home after a surgery or something like that, I bet they do a lot better.
They do. And our outcomes have actually been so much better with COVID. I know that sounds crazy, but our COVID at home program has helped so many people.
Okay, that makes total sense. And, God, we just can't get away from that word, can we?
No.
It's never going to happen.
No.
It's not. Okay, so let's talk about that COVID program for a minute, because I guess it never dawned on me that I think of home health just in, maybe somebody just needs assistance a couple days a week taking a shower or, doing a day-to-day thing. But COVID at home, let's talk about that for a minute, because that's a big deal. That's game-changing.
Mm-hmm. Yes. When we first go into a home after getting a referral from either the hospital, the ER, your primary care, when you're diagnosed with COVID, we take you a nice little welcome package. And in that welcome package are some tools for you to use in the home to help self-monitor and for us to monitor you.
Okay.
And when the nurse goes in, they always check your oxygen, your temperature, your breath sounds, how do your lungs sound? And those are the things that they're going to be able to take back and send to your primary care to let them know, do you need hospitalized? Are you doing okay? Those sort of things.
And that is so very important to have that go-between between the doctor and because if you're sick at home, you can't call your doctor and be like, oh, I'm taking my own breath sounds and I'm, it's not going to happen.
Right. And I think people are more comfortable being at home rather than laying in a hospital bed and someone monitoring them, day in, day out. And being at home, I think that people do recover much faster.
I would think so. I mean, there definitely is a mental aspect to that. Let's
Absolutely.
Just be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have to think that, so, in talking with people that have had COVID or whatever, I know one of my friends, I was talking to her, who's a nurse, and she was just saying, it's very important if you can keep walking around and you keep moving, it keeps your everything pumping, your lungs clear, and that kind of thing. I feel like you'd be more apt to do that at home than in a hospital situation.
And our nurses and our therapists do get you in. When they go in, they do get you up, get you moving, and kind of help you through that not wanting to get up off of the couch or the bed.
Because, let's be honest, COVID just wipes you out, to the point where you're just I walked down the hall and now I need a nap.
It honestly, it does.
So I can see where a lot of people would just be like, I don't really feel like getting up. It's mm-mm.
Yes. Yes, they do. They get you up. And, even I think before, if someone's going to come into your house, you're going to be like, I have to get up and put some clothes on.
That's right. I have to get ready. Yes. I mean, I don't want to look like a total slob when someone comes in. No, you're exactly right about that.
So
maybe
it gets
put on
moving.
A little makeup. It's extortion.
We get them up and get them moving somehow.
That's right. No, I think that's fantastic. So how would somebody utilize it? Okay, who is a candidate for the COVID home program, and how would you get involved into it, I guess, or get put into it?
Anyone who has COVID is a candidate.
Okay.
And the only thing that we need to start the program is a referral from your primary care or the ER, the hospital, someone.
Okay. Because here's the deal, and especially if you're older, I would think, a lot of people don't have a lot of family members or people that are capable of coming out, especially during this ice and all that stuff. You don't want to ask people to, risk their lives to come out and help you. So, I think that this is a great opportunity for somebody to make sure that they check on you every day
Yes.
and make sure that you are taken care of.
Yes, it's either an in-person visit or a televisit, video visit.
Oh, okay.
Every day for 14 days at least.
Okay, and that's a good option too, the televisit. If
Mm-hmm.
somebody isn't like really in need of assistance, but you still want to check on them.
Absolutely.
I gotcha.
And then if they need in the program longer, we just keep them longer.
Okay. Very, very good. So that's obviously been a new thing that's been implemented.
Yes.
On the fly, I'm sure. Surprise! We have a new global pandemic, and y'all are going to have to figure out what to do about it.
Yes, it's one of the better things that has happened with COVID, I should say.
Yeah, for sure. And maybe it will. I'm sure that you guys have learned a lot over the time, and can implement those things for years to come.
Yes.
All right. So that's the COVID part of it. So if you are diagnosed with COVID and you want to stay home, and you aren't in a position where you need, severe care, like ventilator or something like that, get with your doctor, ask them about the COVID home health care, and they can get you in the right direction. And your doctor doesn't have to be from Holzer, or do they?
No.
So that's important too for people to know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you just went to the urgent care or the a nurse practitioner around town or something. They could ask for that too, right?
Yes, absolutely. We service 9 counties, and in those 9 counties, there's many other hospitals, clinics, and any provider, nurse practitioner, physician assistant, physician, anyone can write the order for home health.
Okay, very good. And then you can just say, I want the Holzer Home Health or the Holzer COVID Care, and they can get you in the right direction.
Absolutely. All you got to do is say, I need the Holzer COVID at Home program, and they will get in touch with us somehow.
There you go. And let's just be honest, as this thing goes on, I don't think it's if you're going to get it, it's when you get it. I mean, it's just getting to the point where it's a free for all. So
it is.
Let's just be honest, and it's going to affect you at some point.
At some point or another, I absolutely believe it's going to affect you, your family.
We're
everybody.
All sitting ducks. Not to scare you or anything, but it's just a thing. Okay, so from COVID to, I don't want to say regular home health care, but how it used to be, normal home health care.
Yes.
Let's talk about that for a minute. Who would be a candidate for home health care, and what are some of the ways that you could utilize home health care that people wouldn't think about?
We actually service patients from birth. I don't want to say death, but that's more for hospice, but from birth to when you need hospice. So we actually do take care of infants.
Really?
Yes, we do.
Guess I never thought about that.
There's some things that we can do, like if a mother is breastfeeding, we can go in and try to teach them about that, make sure that the baby's being taken care of and being nourished. And there are some things that we do with babies where they have to have injections. We can go in for that.
So you're not having to take them to a hospital situation and exposing them to whatever.
Right. It's normally, it's from Children's Hospital is normally where we get those infants.
Okay.
So it's something that they have to continue thriving.
I had no idea about that. Again, see, there you go.
Yes.
A reason that you wouldn't think of.
Yeah.
So, all right. What are some of the other, normal things you do on a regular basis, daily?
Our nursing, we can go in, set up medications, and again, monitor the patient, their blood pressure, report all those things back to their primary care provider. And then our physical therapist, we have an amazing physical therapy staff. Jake Eberts is one of our PTAs. Everyone loves Jake.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yes. And our occupational therapy, so if you need to learn how to use your walker or, getting into the shower, those sort of things, they can help with that. And then we have a great speech therapist that can help people after a stroke or some sort of neck surgery.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And then we do have home health aides who can come in and help for like bathing, brushing your hair, those sort of things.
Right. Just normal day-to-day tasks that we take for granted that you may have trouble with at some point in your life.
Yes.
Whether you're just unsteady on your feet or you've had a replacement of some sort or whatever, the last thing that anybody wants is for you to fall.
Right. And actually, a fall is one reason why we would get a referral from your primary care or someone in the ER if you've had to go that route. And our physical therapist can go in and help you with your gait. Do you have any rugs laying around? And help you kind of find a path for you to walk so you don't fall.
Yes. Rugs are a blessing, but are also the devil when you're a little unsteady on your feet. I think
or
that's
you have
the
a
first.
walker.
Yes. Like, get them out.
Absolutely.
No more rugs.
Yes.
I can just see the home health nurse like coming in as, like the Tasmanian devil, like just taking all those rugs and just flinging them
I know
everywhere.
they would like to sometimes.
Why is that rug back? No. But no, and home health is so convenient. And, you think about how dangerous it is. I know a young lady that just fell on the ice and literally shattered from the bottom of her leg all the way down. And it's like, and she's young, and it was just a freak accident and whatever. So this weather is not very conducive to walking. Let's just be honest. And, even when you're young and spry, you can fall at any moment. And I'm sure you see a lot of that this time of the year too.
Yes. And another thing, the ice is a blessing and a curse. But even with her, if that's her leg that she drives with and she doesn't have transportation, we could get there and take care of the incision if she's had surgery or, help her learn to walk again.
Yes. And how to strengthen it and that kind of thing.
Yes.
So these are all, I think a lot of people, the stigma of home health is, it's more for elderly people. And I'm sure that you do have a lot of elderly folks in the program, but I didn't even think about the infant thing. Like, so all ages, all walks of life.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. Or not walking of life, I guess, if the ice got you.
That's great too.
I guess, man, that ice is something else.
It is. I like watching all these kids get out of school and maneuver the alleys. So I pick up my daughter every day, and to watch them walk through the ice alleys, and I do sit there and laugh a little bit sometimes.
We make sure that you're all right first before we giggle too much. But.
Yes. And then my daughter hits my car with her band instrument. As she's falling. That's always fun too.
Well, when they're little too, the band instrument's bigger than they are. So.
Yeah, she plays the trombone, so it's a big case. And when she goes to fall, and it whacks the side of my car.
Funny story about the trombone. When we were in the 6th grade at Kennison Elementary. Rest in peace, Kennison, because it's not there anymore. Some of the boys, so they started a band. So, all the girls, we all picked up the clarinet and the flute and whatever. And pretty much every boy in our class decided they wanted to play the trombone. So we were all like, what? Why are you doing that? And they're like, oh. So when you guys are sitting up front, we can whack you in the head with it.
That was
I was like, you guys are so mean. And they did.
Yes.
They thought that was the funniest thing ever.
Yes.
I just remembered that when you said trombone.
That might be why the trombone section in the 6th grade band is so big.
All those boys wanting to, or girls.
Yeah, there's a few girls.
Wanting to, take out their aggression on somebody. I mean, it's fair. I was like, that's fair. Like, good for you. glad you're thinking outside the box. All right. So what are, I'm thinking about home health, and I know that there has to be like some qualifications or something that, you have to, do you have to be so far, or can there be permanent home health and temporary home health and all of that? How does it work?
Most of the time, we are for a short period of time.
Okay.
Because our goal is to go in, get you fixed up to where you can get back to your daily activities. So we go in normally a month or two.
Okay.
And then hopefully you are able to get out, drive again, and go about your daily activities.
All right. And then there are, I know some instances, because I know people that, on a permanent basis, have people come in and just help them get to the shower and back because they just don't feel comfortable getting, that they might not fall in the shower and whatever. So, those are things that can always be.
We do have a program at Holzer. It's Holzer Extra Care.
Okay.
And with that, we can get kind of a home health aide there to help you with those sort of things.
Just, things that, like I said earlier, that we all take for granted that, could be a hard task for you.
Absolutely. We do have a lot of people in the community who do take advantage of that program.
Good. Okay. And that's what it's there for. Take advantage of it.
Absolutely.
That's the whole point. And so I assume that you would just kind of, to find out whether you qualify or not for any of these programs, and there are numerous programs out there. Mm-hmm. I assume that you would just talk with your doctor and then decide, whether you qualify or not, and then they could contact you guys.
Yes, and we would, if your primary care provider would send us the referral, we would go in, look at the whole situation, and determine if you qualify or not for home health.
Okay. Simple as that. It's very easy.
Super easy.
Yeah. Okay, so you all have won a 5-star rating recently. Can you explain what that is? And congratulations.
Well, thank you. We've worked really hard the last year on this 5-star rating, and 5-star is the highest that you can get in home health.
Wow.
And they take 7 quality measures. And the one quality measure, the 7 encompass all of a patient's outcome. So to be awarded this, your patients have to do really well.
Okay.
So that says as a whole group together, our therapists, nurses, and everyone's working together, and we're one happy family, and we get the patient from not bedbound, but, not being really mobile to where they're up walking around doing their daily activities themselves.
Sure. So they're recovering and they're thriving.
Yes.
That's so good.
Yes.
A 5-star rating. I'm sure when you got that, you were like,
oh, we all did a little happy dance.
I'll bet.
Yes.
That is so cool. Okay, so how can one reach you all if do you have to have a doctor's referral, or can just the individual patient call you as well?
We have to have the physician's referral.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's fair, because then they can talk all the lingo to you
Yes,
guys to know exactly what's going on.
Yep. And we have to report that to someone, how you're doing. And
okay.
Yes, if you needed anything in the home, like if you have a wound, that doctor would give us the orders of what we need to do in the home for you.
Okay. That makes total sense. All right. So, James, how many did you have? Just the one picture? So, James has a picture. Can you explain that? Because it's kind of cool.
This is our 50th anniversary picture with a few people in our department. And the
when
lady,
was that?
That was in June. We
okay.
celebrated 50 years in home health.
That is so cool. Good for you.
Yes, and the lady there in the white, her name is Sarah. She was one of the brains behind starting Holzer Home Care. She was one of the original nurses.
Wow.
Yes.
And, to think about that 50 years ago, how progressive they were back then.
Yes, they did everything with a piece of paper. As we have phones today to tell us where to go, they had no GPS, nothing.
Speaking of, how did we all survive without GPS? I mean, we grew up not having GPS and got where we needed to go, but I feel like I couldn't do that today.
I don't even know if she would have had MapQuest 50 years ago.
I don't think so.
So I'm thinking they just had to know the area.
They did. They just had to know where to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Get out the old map and like trace the road.
That's what I'm thinking she would have had to done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should get her in here to talk about that. That would be really interesting.
Yes.
And just the vision they had to have to start an entire new arm of Holzer, which is home health.
Yes.
Like that had to sound so crazy at the time. I'm sure people were like, you all are nuts.
I'm sure that she did get a few people telling her that she was crazy. Why are you going to go into someone's house?
Like that's weird.
Yes. They needed to come to you.
Yeah.
But thankfully she did.
Good. All right. Well, thank you, Sarah, and all the gang that started it up so many years ago. That's exciting.
Yes.
So I'm reading this article on the Holzer website, and I shared this in the comments if anybody wants to read it. But here's a quote from one of the first patients that she had. It says, "The patient's driveway had 2 trees on each side of it, and I figured if the patient could get through, then so could I. Well, I got my Thunderbird stuck in between those 2 trees."
Oh, no.
Yes, I do remember that story.
Whoops.
Yes.
That wouldn't have ended well for the Thunderbird, I'm sure. Well, very good. So is there anything else that you wanted our viewers to know about while you're here? And, you know, the chair is yours. So.
Actually, yes. We are getting ready to have our big Hug Your Heart event.
Yes.
Sponsored by Holzer Home Health
Yes.
and the YMCA.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to do that at Park's Edge,
Mm-hmm.
February 11th.
The old Ponderosa, if you don't know.
Yes. From 11 to 2. There's free entertainment. Lunch will be provided for free. And lots of area vendors there. Holzer, Adina, KDMC. We're all coming together to make sure that you have the information that you need.
Okay, very good. And there will be some screenings and things, I'm told. Do you know about that?
Yes, Holzer will be doing your glucose, your cholesterol, bone density, your BMI. I know everyone wants to jump on a scale in February.
After 2 years of a global pandemic.
Yes. Please come in and let us weigh you. And
I'm guessing that line won't be long.
It never is for that. And we're going to have bone density, and I believe KDMC will be outside doing EKGs.
Oh, that's important too.
Yeah.
And I mean, to get that, now will those tests be free or?
Everything's free on that day.
That is huge.
Yes. We usually have soup, sandwiches. I think Laura from the YMCA, she brings pizza, cookies, coffee. Jenny from the Spot on Main, she's going to bring us some coffee.
Very
My favorite.
good. Yay.
Yes.
So now who is welcome to attend this and to participate in the events of the day?
It is an event for our senior citizens of the area. They're caretakers. We usually see a few little kids strolling in. So really just if you want to come on in.
So it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be a senior citizen to come in. It's just all about taking care of yourself and your heart and you can get these free screenings. You don't have to pay for them.
Right.
I mean, if you go to the doctor or hospital, you're going to have to pay for this stuff.
And we like to do it in February. It's Heart Health Month. So
there you go. And what else do we have to do?
Right.
So let's talk for a minute about the dreaded, COVID, and are there any precautions that you all are taking? Do you need to wear a mask? What is going on there?
We do ask at this event that everyone do wear your mask,
okay,
except for when you're eating.
Okay.
Which I do all day.
I was going to say.
Yeah. A cookie, a sandwich.
You can just kind of shove it in the mask, though. It's like a cookie holder.
Yes.
Why does your face look so weird? Oh, I'm just storing a cookie for later.
Yeah. Just one on each side, a little squirrel.
Why do I look like a squirrel? Marla's practicing over there. I can see it.
Horse feed bag, like
It is.
Yes.
You're right.
Stick your sandwich in there.
She's like, what can I get in here? Oh, that's funny. No, so Hug Your Heart Day, and again, what day and time is that?
That is February the 11th at Park's Edge, the old Ponderosa.
Yes.
From 11 to 2. Yes, 11 to 2.
Okay, very good. So please, utilize it. Utilize it to get those free screenings. You can grab you some lunch. You can it will be good fellowship as well. Mm-hmm. So all of that.
Yes, and you'll get to see some Holzer Home Care staff.
Hey, there you go.
Yes.
And you can get to meet maybe the person that will come into your home someday. Mm-hmm. Okay, random question that just popped into my head. There may be, and especially if you're of the elderly population, you may be a little bit paranoid about letting somebody that you don't know come into your home. I would have to assume that people are screened and all of that.
Yes, we do background checks and all of that on all of our employees.
Okay, so you don't have to worry that it's going to be because I bet that there's somebody sitting at home right now like, I just don't know how I feel about someone coming into my home.
As far as I know, no one's been in prison for anything.
That's good.
Yes.
Or they're not on,
FBI's Most Wanted.
Or America's Most Wanted, like the TV show, anything like that.
I don't think any of our nurses have been on that.
Okay, good. If they are, we'll let you know, and then you can.
Yes,
yeah.
I'll make
you
sure
can have
to
a
report.
Talk with them.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Tell them they need to get a different picture or something.
Yeah, you need to be a little more smooth about this if you're going to be a criminal. Okay, we're just kidding, folks. But all right. Well, Florence Curtis, Flo, our good friend from Holzer. So thank you for coming in today. We greatly appreciate it.
Yes, thanks for having us.
Yeah, and anytime. We love our friends from Holzer. And we love our Marla, even though she won't come on the show ever.
I'm just here for support.
She says she's here for support, but she never comes on this side of the camera.
I think Marla's next.
You can't say never. I did once at Michael's.
She did do that. I will say she did do that.
Once in 5 years.
Because I had to bribe you with a bubble.
I have to do this every year.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm here all the time.
She is here. She said, I'm here all the time. I said, well, yeah, but you're not like, here.
Here.
There's a difference.
In front of the cameras.
Yes. Yeah, the only time I got her in front of the camera, I had to give her a bubble. That's what it was. Although I should say that is a good testimony for Michael's bubbles because that got Marla in front of the camera.
That would get me in front of the camera.
Right? That was a fun morning. We did the show from Michael's and, I was just like calling people, like asking them to come in. I was like, and we'll have bubbles. And I didn't have one person say no. So Mika should feel real good about that.
Yes. She has the best.
She does. That's for sure. All right. Well, before you get out of here, what is your favorite thing about working at Holzer?
Actually, as weird as it is, because I was a nervous wreck before I came on here, but getting out, talking to people, letting them know the services that, we offer and how much that we can really help a patient.
Yeah, and I think, gosh, what a rewarding, day that you would have every day when you get to help people and you get to help them get back to normal.
Yep, and in the comfort of their home.
Yeah, and that's huge. Again, nobody wants to be in the hospital, as I said, not that it's horrible, but if you had your choice, let's just say,
I would rather be at home in my own bed.
Yeah, my dog.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or cats.
Yes. Or all of the above.
Right.
Yeah, that too. All right. Well, Flo, thank you so much for coming in. Don't forget Hug Your Heart Day on February 11th. And you can participate in that. You're more than welcome. It's a free event. They just want you to come and hang out.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
All right, cool. All right. Now you can go back to work.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Well, let's go over your weather forecast as it is ever changing. And here is a deal. Thank you, girls. We'll see you soon. And here's the deal with the weather. It's going to be very, very cold today, very, very cold, even colder tomorrow. So highs of 29 today, lows of 7, highs tomorrow of only 24 and lows of 8. And then throughout the rest of the week, a little bit warmer. But then when we get to Saturday, there is a storm once again, a brewing, and they are not thinking it's going to hit us, but if it would shift directions, could be a little bit of a pain in the rear end as the rest of the snow has been for us. But as of right now, it's not coming our way. So we're just going to go with that.
Okay, not coming our way.
Not coming our way
All right.
this weekend.
Not coming our way.
One weekend without a snowstorm would be A-okay with me.
Yeah.
Like there's been 2 in a row. Third time is not the charm. Not at all.
Yeah.
So we have, let's see. Oh, I know.
Ooh.
Our special guest tomorrow
Thursday.
will be Carmen.
Oh, Carmen tomorrow. Yeah.
And he's going to come in and talk about his experience of going down to the Bengals game.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited to hear about that, considering the fact that, let's just be honest, Tennessee did everything that they could to try to block Ohio fans from coming down.
Well, I don't know that they did everything that they could, but they certainly made an effort to limit Ohio fans.
They weren't welcoming Ohio fans with open arms. Let's just be honest about that.
Yeah, I read an article a few years ago. I guess it must have been the Broncos were playing the Patriots, and they literally made it so unless you lived in one of the states that bordered Colorado, you could not buy tickets. So they just did not want. They just did not want Tom Brady fans there at all. So it could have been worse, I suppose.
But so Carmen will be here tomorrow. We'll find out what's going on the car lot and anything new that he has going on. But also, I'm interested to hear about the excitement of the game and what a good game. Well, it was one of the 4 that were
a wild weekend of football.
Wild weekend.
Can this coming weekend possibly compare?
I mean, I wouldn't ask that question because you never know. I mean, when you're watching these games and then you finish a game and you say, well, there's no way the next one's going to be this good.
And then it was.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
And then the last one, there's no way it could be this good. And it was the craziest of all. So
yeah, wild.
Wild weekend of football. If you're not a football fan, I would encourage you to watch anyway because number one, this weekend, you're going to see our own Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals take on the Redskins. No, who?
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Kansas City. They're red.
Yeah, that's true. They are red, and it's just...
Oh, yeah, it's the Washington football team now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a good debate for you.
Right. Is the Chiefs any less racist than Redskins?
Right. So why do we have the Atlanta Braves?
Yeah.
We have... Cleveland had to get rid of the Indians.
Well, they didn't have to. They chose to.
Well, okay.
Washington had to.
But what's the difference?
Well, I mean, Redskins is a straight up slur.
Is it? I don't know. What's the difference between that and any reference to Native Americans that's offensive to people?
Braves is a term that like Native Americans used themselves. Redskins is a slur that white people use to talk about Indians.
Okay. So, and then you've got, I don't know. I guess I just don't understand. So what was wrong with Cleveland just Indians? Like what's wrong with that?
Well, I mean, Indians is a slur too.
Is it?
Well, yeah, because Christopher Columbus thought he was in India. That's why they called him Indians.
Oh, gotcha. I don't know. It just seems weird to me. And there's all these like college teams or whatever. Some do, some don't. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm always a little taken back. There are so many high schools in our area that still have Native American names. It always kind of surprises me when I see that.
There are, well, it's like, I went to Capital University and they just had to change their mascot.
Yeah, I mean, Rio Grande changed their nickname when I was there. They were the Red Men, of course.
Yeah, now they're the Red Storm.
Red Storm, which is a terrible name.
Yeah.
Okay. Southeastern Ohio in general, but specifically Rio Grande, is all about like their Welsh heritage, right?
Right.
What is the symbol of like Welsh heritage?
Well,
it's a big red dragon.
Oh,
Why
that
aren't they
is true.
Why aren't they the Dragons?
I don't know. That makes total sense. And dragons are bad, man.
It's
I'd be
better
scared
than
of a
the
dragon.
Red Storm.
The Red Storm. Like, what does that even mean?
It's terrible. Why are they not the Dragons? I mean, it's the same thing with Oak Hill. Oak Hill was the Dragons like 70 years ago or
They
whatever.
were?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Now they're the Oaks.
Yeah, it's like the Dragons is a way better nickname.
Well, it's definitely scarier.
Yeah. So I don't know. I have long pondered why. I don't know.
I guess it's just funny, like, because when I went to Capitol, we're the Crusaders, and I never once thought about it, but I guess I can kind of understand, because weren't Crusaders kind of like...
Well, they were going around
pillaging and murdering people.
Killing everyone that wasn't a Christian, basically. Yeah.
So I can't even remember what they changed it to, because it's something stupid.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I don't know, man.
Whatever.
Yeah, but like talking about the Washington football team, just like Washington.
Yeah, why does that have to be football team?
Just say Washington.
There's only one team in Washington. Like, we don't
Yeah.
have to specify which one it is.
Yeah, just be done with it. I mean, like back in the day, like there's the Brooklyn Giants, and then like the New York Giants football team came along, but of course the it was the New York Giants. Sorry, it wasn't the Brooklyn Dodgers, New York Giants. Yeah. So there was 2 New York Giants at one point, I guess.
Oh.
But like,
yeah,
I don't know. So a lot of times you hear people say the New York Football Giants. Like
sort of, because there was like there like a baseball team and a football team that had Giants.
Yeah,
yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's funny that
the Washington
football team just like. Just say Washington, dude. Like, we know who you're talking about.
Yeah, pretty much.
And also, like, you don't need a stupid nickname.
That's
right.
You
could just be Washington.
Exactly.
Like, Premier League soccer teams don't have, like, official nicknames like that.
Yeah.
It's just the town.
Yeah.
I mean, and then sponsors.
And then a whole lot of sponsors.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that's what they should do. They should just get a sponsorship.
They should get the Washington, I don't even know, Cheetos.
The Washington.
But
that sounds like a minor league baseball team.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. So back to it. Sunday, Joe Burrow, the Bengals, take on not the Redskins, but the Chiefs.
No.
Which the Redskins do not exist anymore because they are the Washington
football team.
Yes. So Kansas City, Burrows. Right?
Kansas City Chiefs. You said the Kansas City Burrows.
No, I know. They play Burrows. And Burrows.
Well, they're playing the rest of them too.
Well, we only care about him. Do you feel like I don't know why. I was talking to a lot of people about this. So I feel so like maternal when I'm watching that game because I just feel like, my gosh, poor guy just lays on his back constantly.
Well, I mean, he's sacked 9 times. That's the first time anyone, from my understanding, that's the first time a team has ever won a playoff game after being sacked.
I mean,
quarterback being sacked 9 times.
It's record breaking, but not in a good way.
But like, also think about this. I think at least 2 of those sacks were situations that put them out of field goal range. So that's potentially 6 points like off the board just as a direct result of those sacks.
True. Yeah. It was wild. Anyway, if you didn't get to watch the games over the weekend, I suggest you figure out how to do it because definitely worth it.
Yep.
Okay, so Cartman will be here tomorrow to talk about that. I don't know if he's headed on to the next game or not. We'll find out tomorrow. Then on Thursday, we look forward to having our friends from Open Rail.
Here.
So tell us a little bit about what's going on there.
So you got the flyer right there in front of you, so you can say the dates and times. But this Saturday, Open Rail, which is sort of a gospel bluegrass group, will be at the Marquee. The tickets are on sale now, or you can buy them at the box office the day of.
That's right.
So we're going to be joined by John Cardwell, who's one of the members. And the other gentleman, I don't know his name, but I'm told he's the banjo player.
Okay.
And I'm also told by Red Thompson that the banjo player's father and Red's father were buddies back in the day.
Oh, no. Got the Red Thompson tie-in.
Yep.
Well, very good. And yes, Open Rail will be at the Marquee this coming Saturday, January 29th at 7 p.m. You can buy those tickets by just showing up at the Marquee, or you can go to marquejackson.org.
And it is a $5 discount if you buy in advance.
There you go.
I believe. I think it's $15 in advance, 20 day of.
It's cold. We have nothing, going on. Get there, enjoy the Marquee, enjoy this beautiful facility that we have right here in downtown Jackson, and also support local. Go see our local guys, Open Rail. They are phenomenal. And if you're into that, it will be a fun evening.
And this will be the last week to see Dennis Reinhardt's photography show, too.
That's right.
A new show will go up on Sunday.
Okay.
And I believe an opening for the new show is next Thursday.
Okay. Do you know what it is?
I'll tell you. And what it is, it could be you. It could be you watching at home. It could be anyone.
What?
Because it is a judge show, which means anybody can enter. Give me a second, and I'll find the flyer, and I'll tell you all about it for sure. But yeah, so it is a judge show. It's sort of like the Foothills Art Festival, but smaller.
Okay.
Like just in the Marquee. So anybody that's interested in entering art, look how hard that is to read. They made the flyer a little hard to read. So anybody that is interested in exhibiting can drop off up to 2 pieces of art. It costs $25 to enter.
Okay.
And you can drop off your art Saturday, the same day as Open Rail from 11 to 3, or Sunday from 1 to 3. And then the opening reception will be Thursday, February 3rd from 7 to 9.
Okay, very good.
And then there will be prizes for first, second, and third place, as well as a best of show. So some cash prizes available. And
Nice.
It's open to any medium of art, painting, sculpture, drawing, photography, whatever. It does have to be recent.
Okay.
I don't see it in here, but basically if it's something you did, a painting you did 30 years ago, don't enter it. They want something you did in like the last 5 years.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that is what's coming up at the Marquee.
Do you have anything to enter?
Well, I think I'm going to enter a few things.
Are you?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, but
Oh, well, I don't know. You might.
maybe I could tie a slip knot and enter it or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
sure.
Just trying to think of anything artsy I can do. Nothing. Nothing comes to mind.
I don't know. But, if you're listening, think about that if you got something you want to enter. If you're somebody
That's
that
right.
normally does the Foothills Art Festival, it's another opportunity.
You got it. And, there is so much talent right here in our area. So please enter. Don't be afraid, or, showcase your stuff.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah. That's kind of what it's all about. It's just fun.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
very, very, very good.
Well,
All right.
and then I guess we should even get ahead to next week.
Yes.
Next weekend at the Marquee is New Frontiers,
Okay.
which is the Journey tribute
the
band.
Journey tribute band.
Which is going to be really awesome. We're going to have a couple of those guys on the show too. And they are pretty awesome. Their I don't know, mindset or whatever is like, we don't want to necessarily look exactly like Journey, but we want to sound exactly
Yes.
like Journey. And that's kind of where they've gotten their acclaim, because they put so much attention to like the detail of sounding like Journey.
Well, and I'm just going to be honest with you. If there's a band that would be hard to replicate, it would be Journey.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You've got to have a range that's all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a lot of those like hair metal bands that have like male singers with kind of higher voices, it's not a lot of guys that can do that.
Yeah. It's just not a thing.
Another thing I guess is worth mentioning. Give me a second and see if I can find the details for this. This is coming up soon too. Some people might be interested in. But let me find it so I can get it right while we're talking about upcoming music. Okay, so this is this Saturday too
Okay.
at Stewart's Opera House in Nelsonville.
Yes.
Elvis, Dwight Eisenhower.
There you go.
Yeah. So
perfect opportunity.
Yeah. So we're hoping to have Dwight back on the show this spring.
Yes, we're super excited.
But if you can't wait until Dwight, returns to Jackson County, he's in Athens County this weekend.
That's right. You have a
Stewart's
great
Opera
chance
House,
to see him.
rebuilt recently after that fire. Beautiful old theater. A lot like the Marquee.
That's right. And we have to support these art venues because if we don't get out and support them,
it's not very many of these old theaters that have survived.
That's right. And they need supported, and they make towns so unique. And I think a lot of times people, it's just like what we talk about, the beauty of our area and whatever. You just don't appreciate it when it's right there. But then there will be people that drive from all over the place to come and see it.
Oh yeah.
So that's just our little soapbox for the day.
Yeah.
Get out and support your local arts.
Yeah.
It's fun.
There's a lot of opportunities.
And again, what the heck else do you have to do this weekend? Like it's
watch Joe Burrow.
Icy and snowy. Well, that's Sunday.
Is it Sunday or is it Saturday again?
There's Sunday.
Okay. The Saturday NFL games messes
Freaks
up.
You out a little
it
bit,
messes
doesn't it?
up my whole. Like I have enough
It's not
trouble
right.
remembering what day of the week it is. Start playing NFL games on Saturday.
Yeah, not
and
okay.
then it just throws off your weekend too.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like when they have the rando Ohio State game on a Thursday, football game on a Thursday or something.
Right.
You're like,
Yeah.
it's not right.
Yeah.
Something wrong about that whole scenario.
It's a little weird. It's all about TV.
We
all
don't
about that TV money.
None of us, as humans, like change very much.
Yeah.
So it's really hard for us to all adapt. Also on Friday, Danny Barger will be here, and we will be talking about the Jackson County Soil and Water Conservation District and the fact that they are doing tree and seed sales, and they will be taken until Thursday, February 10th. So he can tell you about all of the things that they are selling.
All of the things.
Every
single one of them.
There's like a thing here, but I can't read any of it. So.
Yeah, the order form didn't.
Didn't
print quite.
Did not
right.
come across very well. But there's anything from trees to wildflowers. I mean, all kind of different things, and you can get this at the Jackson County Soil and Water Conservation District. They're out by the country club, and he will be here to talk about it and how you pick the stuff up. It's very, very inexpensive.
Yeah.
And I was telling James that I have a very good example of the good that comes from that. So
my mom told me a funny story about the same fundraiser last night. So this was like years ago, and she bought like 20 seed tree planters or whatever you call it, and she was expecting them to be like a small tree in like a bucket or something like that. So she borrowed a truck to go get these things. And it's just like a little handful of little like
it's
seedling.
a twig with a needle stuck out.
Yeah. So she's like, this is what I needed to borrow the truck to pick up.
Yeah, it's but I told James I was going to try to get a picture because we did plant some things at our house, and it'll go to show you what that little tiny twig can develop into over the years. So really, really cool stuff. I have to remember to get that picture though before then.
Yeah. Hey, let's talk about bingo.
Yeah, let's talk about bingo. I don't even know what's going on with the bingo.
I don't know either, but I think it's a fundraiser for the Jackson Band Boosters.
It is. So the Jackson City School Band Booster Bingo will take place February 29th at 5 p.m. Doors open at 4, and that's at the Jackson DAV building, which is 170 Pearl Street. And if you don't know where that is, and you know where the Jackson Fire Department is, it's right next door. It's the brick building next door to the fire department, right down the hill from Archinetti's. So that is the JHS Jazz Band will be performing there during the bingo. There will be 20 regular games for $25, special games for $5
What's
each.
a special game?
I don't know.
Is it half filled out already? You start with BI and you only got to get NGO.
I don't know. All of you bingo folks, let us know. Those are $5 or 3 for $10. Big prizes.
Big prizes.
Like big prizes.
How big do you think the prizes are?
Big. Because it says so right here. Big. Pre-sale tickets available at the Spot on Main, Apple City Artisans, Elizabeth's Flowers and Gifts, M&R Fresh Meats, the local gallery and salon and spa, and Ratliff Pool and Spa. You do have to be 18 to play. Just to let you know about that. There will be concessions, Chinese auction.
We're
over 18 to play.
We're too young.
Right.
We're gonna miss out on those big
30 years
prizes.
ago. Yeah, so there you go. But that is to support the band boosters, and it's bingo and it's fun. So just come and have a good time. And again, that's not till February 19th.
Yeah,
so
February 19th.
We'll keep you updated
so
on that.
Put it on your calendar. Join the fun. Big prizes.
Big prizes.
Big prizes.
Big prizes. All right. So did you watch Ozark yet?
I have not watched any of Ozark yet.
Okay. I've watched 3 episodes.
Yeah,
I think
out of
there's
6.
I think there's 7, Courtney
Okay.
said. So Ozark came out this weekend. They did the first part of the last season, and then they will release the second part of the last season at some other time. So you've got final season part 1, final season part 2. So I'm 3 into it.
So I remember when they did the last season of Breaking Bad kind of like this.
Yes.
And the first episode of like the first half of the last season shows like a flash forward into the future to give you a hint of like what's going to come.
Yes.
Did Ozark do that? They just drop you in right where you left off?
Yeah. Okay. And if you are an Ozark fan and you remember the final episode of Ozark last season, it ended in, shall we say,
a splitting headache?
Something like that. Yes. A little gruesome.
Yeah.
So it picks up right then, and it's even worse. And I'll just tell you that. I was telling James about it yesterday. I'm like, it was like, I can't look right now. This is so gross. But then it gets better from there. So
all right. Yeah. Until it gets worse.
Yeah. So yeah, I have a feeling we're going to go down a crazy spiral of insanity, but because that's what that show is.
I've been going down a crazy spiral of insanity for like 2 years now.
Just in general?
Just in general.
Yeah. Well, it's called COVID.
Yeah.
I think we all have.
Yep.
But that's okay.
That's just besides the point.
Yeah. Did you hear about the cruise ship? Imagine this. So I saw this yesterday on the news. Did you hear about the cruise ship that wouldn't dock because there was an arrest warrant out for it?
For the ship?
For the ship.
The ship had a warrant?
Yes. Have you heard of such a thing?
I've never heard of such a thing.
So Crystal Cruises evidently has not paid their fuel bill, allegedly. Like millions and millions and millions of dollars. Okay. So they put people on their ships and they're out cruising right now. And one of them was scheduled to come back like 2 days ago. And the FBI put out an arrest warrant for the ship because the company had not paid the fuel bill. And like I said, it's millions of dollars.
So now there's just a bunch of like regular people that just took that cruise that are just stuck on it?
Well, so no, what they did was they fled.
They jumped overboard?
No, the ship fled.
So are there passengers on it or not?
Yes. So they took the ship and went to the Bahamas and docked there, and then took the passengers off and brought them back to Florida.
Oh, okay. Well, at least they brought them back.
So, but none of them knew anything about anything at that point.
Why would they?
Now they don't, right.
Yeah.
And the crew, they found out, they said it was just the saddest thing for the crew because like right at the last minute, everyone found out about it. Like, we're going to the Bahamas now. And the crew still had to, like, knowing that they were done.
Yeah.
Still had to wait on the people and make sure that they were taken care of and whatever. And they said it was very sad. But there's still Crystal cruise ships out there that have just like started their cruise, and now it's hit the news. So can you even imagine being on like one of those ships and being like, so they said that they're going to take them all to the Bahamas too.
What is going on with the cruise ship industry?
I don't know. It's insane. I've never heard of that.
Like, I mean,
in Crystal, I think I've never really researched it, but I think they're kind of a little bit of a more high end.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. So they've literally they ran with the passengers on board.
Hey, man.
So it's not funny, and I understand it's
funny.
not funny, but it's funny like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So that was actually a thing. And so now all the ones that are out there, those people now know because it hit the news. And they have to just be like, what is happening? Get me off of this thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So the FBI can issue a warrant for an entire ship, just to let you know. It's a thing. Google it if you don't believe me.
See him take that boat away in handcuffs.
I know. I'm like, what, arrest the ship? Like, who are you? Like, right. Are you going to wrap a big chain around it? Or, I mean, like, what's... I mean, you can't arrest the people on it. It's not their fault.
I mean, I don't know.
The crew, you can't arrest. Even the captain, you couldn't arrest. Like, it doesn't have anything to do with them.
Right.
So, but I guess what they could do is just take control of the ship and not let it take off again. Probably nobody's giving them fuel to take off anyway. So
crazy.
But anyway.
Yep.
All right. So today, Tuesday, tomorrow, Wednesday, Carmen will be in here and we'll talk Bengals and cars and all kind of fun stuff. It's always
fun.
Love having Mark here. And again, the weather, a little bit cold, very cold overnight, like down into the single digits for the next 2 nights. So please be careful. Check on all your friends and neighbors, animals, loved ones, all of that. And make sure everybody's safe. Offer a little bit of warmth if they don't have any.
That's a nice thought.
Yeah, isn't it? So, all right. Have a great day. We appreciate you for watching. Thanks to our friends from Holzer for coming in. And we'll see you right back here tomorrow. Bye.
Bye, guys.